Hello there and welcome back. This is a redo of my episode from Saturday, October 11th at 3 o'clock, which didn't do very well with audio. My apologies. So let's try this once again. Not sure what happened there. So, welcome back again to my daily breakdown of the preliminary hearing of California versus Larry Millete in the heartbreaking case of Maya Millete. Trial date is March 2026. This is a local case for me. New episodes drop almost every day, so make sure you have your notification bell turned or set on so you don't miss anything. And you can catch up on all the episodes or bookmark and share the playlist for my Millete that I've created from these episodes and my timeline coverage and a review of this case. So the full playlist I'm going to spell out for those who are listening on the podcast and don't have the visuals that you have here if you're watching. So grab the visual there for you. Okay. So the full playlist again is bit.ly /mm hyphen playlist. I'll spell it out. Bit.ly is lowercase b like boy, I, T like Tom, .ly / capital MM for Maya Millete hyphen capital P for playlist lowercase LAYLIST. I'm going to repeat that. And you can always get this in the description and in the comments section in the chat if you need it. So again, it's lowercase bit.ly / capital MM hyphen capital P lowercase LAYLIST. So transcripts from previously sealed sidebars during this hearing in 2023 have been made public somewhat by CBS 8 after they successfully argued in court that the public hearing was the private hearings of these sidebars were excluding the public from what they deserved. So anyway, so to make this series that I'm doing here on YouTube more complete, I'll be including what I can from those sidebars as we progress through the hearing. So this is a sidebar while Maya's brother JR is on the stand. It's from day 3 of the hearing. So that would have been January 13th in 2023, and it's in the afternoon. And this deals with an alleged affair Maya was having with a coworker. You might remember that in the last couple of episodes. Here we go. Ms. Martinez. She wanted to leave him, but she would not admit to this extramarital affair of this young coworker that she was training. She was the supervisor of this person, and it was, in fact, disseminated in the entire, the SWRMC, their offices in the Naval Hospital. Judge Mooring. Well, counsel, how is it relevant to this witness, her brother testifying? Ms. Martinez. Well, I believe, Your Honor, he understood the reason. He says he did. And so in the lies that he was referring to is exactly that Ms. Millete continued to deny it. And that's what the issue was for her. Deny, deny, deny. Even though she had already admitted to Mr. Millete about the affair, she would still deny it to her own family. And so his own, Ms. Millete's family, thought that Mr. Millete was abusive when, he was trying to track her, follow her, and trying to find out where she is because she kept saying, no, I am not having an affair with anybody. When in fact, Ms. Millete already admitted to the husband. And so it is a really big, big misunderstanding and the cover up with the affair. And they're mad at him for treating her like you are abusing her because you are calling and following her. Judge Mooring, Ms. Bowles. Ms. Bowles. Whether or not JR is, well, first of all, he testified that he has no knowledge of what is going on with any internal investigation. In fact, Larry said part of the fight was recognizing the issue. He was going to reopen some kind of investigation. And JR said he didn't know anything about that. Whether or not her family is not alleging anything about whether or not, in fact, her family is actually. He testified that he believed Larry. He just noted that it seemed odd that he was tracking her. They were not. There is not some kind of campaign that they had against him. There's no evidence that they believed that he was being abusive. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. And there is no evidence that JR or her family knew the details of any kind of investigation going on that her former employer. In fact, everything is that May was being very private with her family and not telling them anything. To the extent there is impeachment because May denied to them she had some kind of an affair and is going to be part of the evidence that she did have an affair, okay. But whether or not her family, JR, knew anything about this investigation is irrelevant. And I don't think there's any evidence that he does know. Judge Mooring. Okay, I do not find this line of questioning with that witness to be relevant, so I will sustain my own relevance objection. So that is basically the end of that particular sidebar, what was said in private, in secret. And as you might recall, it was the judge, not Ms. Bowles, the prosecutor, who objected to Larry's attorney's questioning. It was the judge who said it was irrelevant. So then she argued that it was. He took it to sidebar and she lost because obviously he wasn't the right person to ask about these things. If anybody it was not JR. And one of the things that this kind of does reveal to me is, as JR was testifying, and this is just my personal opinion here, Dawn speaking, not from from the transcripts or anything like that, is that Maya was private about her affair, which most people would be. But I don't think she really felt like she was going to get a whole lot of support from her family if she admitted to them that she was having an affair, if she was having an affair. There may have been one. We're going to get into this testimony later on in the hearing. Don't think there were two, which I think he accused her of. He was trying to open up a second investigation on this. So I just don't think she felt like she was going to get a whole lot of support either way by bringing her family into it, which is kind of sad because she probably didn't feel like she had anywhere to turn to in the end. In any case, with that, thank you for joining me for another episode. Again, I really appreciate you sharing these episodes or the playlist because I am not monetized, and that's good for you. But because of that, YouTube does not tend to push out, boost, or share out my content a whole ton. So we do want more eyes on Maya's case because the more eyes, the better for her family because they're still looking for answers. Maya has yet to be returned. They're still looking for her body, there were no signs of life. It's assumed that she's dead, but we don't know until we know, and the family certainly always will have hope. So again, with that, we want to do our small part to help find Maya. So we'll see you for the next episode. Bye for now.